All right. Welcome to another podcast plog, even though this isn't a podcast. Not
You have
available
these?
huh?
Have you had these before? Is
Yes,
that
this
what you're
style.
calling them? Plogs?
I made up plog just now.
Okay.
So that's me, if that ever becomes a thing. Um, have I had these on this channel? Is that your
Yeah.
question? Yes, yeah, with my friend Nate.
Okay.
Really highly viewed. Thank you, Nate, for doing those. So anyway, I feel like I should
Hi,
introduce
Nate.
you. Yeah,
If
thank
you
you.
watch this in the future.
Okay, he will. He totally watches my stuff. He very proudly says I don't watch John's stuff for both channels to people anytime like I meet his other friends.
And
Proudly.
he proudly says it, and he proudly
He,
doesn't watch it
no, he
either.
means it. I don't doubt it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. It's good that he's honest.
I'm glad I'm keeping all this. All right, so this is my friend Adam, who I've done the Great Assorted Sours podcast with.
Yeah.
The fate of that podcast is TBD. But listen,
Still going strong, I would say.
we still had quite a few episodes though.
We have some
Um,
episodes we need to upload, but we had an audio issue with the last one. It
yeah,
set us back a little bit.
it did.
It
So
was
we
a bit
have
of a morale killer.
We have a YouTube channel I will link to, but Adam's been really behind on uploading our content to
Hey,
YouTube.
you
So
know what happened last time I tried to upload it? It was
yeah, that was one video.
was
That was
not
one
my fault.
time. uh, anyway, how long have we been friends? To put you
Wow,
on the
you're really
spot.
putting me on the spot here.
I
Friends,
actually forgot, honestly.
I know, and that's such a loaded word too.
How did I not even
I
say
would
that?
say what 2016? No, is that too early?
Maybe
2016, maybe.
maybe 2016, because I'd say our friendship was cemented when we had to spend one night contemplating if you would go to Disneyland with me, and when you determined like I guess you won't be that annoying, then we went. So that was probably the turning point.
That was back. Yeah.
I'm glad you came to that conclusion, but it only took a night to think about it.
Well, it was pretty risky, right?
Right. Was it? We knew each other decently well at that point, and I
Uh,
very graciously
I didn't
offered.
know if I was gonna lose my mind spending more than like a couple hours around you. But same with you though, right? With me, so
No,
it's not
why
on
would I
me.
have why would I have offered to go with you on the trip if I thought a couple hours with you would drive
You're
me
more of a
crazy?
risk taker than I am, I guess.
But then, fast forward and my charms did work on you because we took a whole week-long trip to Disney World, which I actually thought because I had this channel at that time, and I thought about vlogging part of it, but I was like, I don't know, it'll probably be like, don't put me on camera, and I thought you'd be annoying about it, so I never did. And I regret it because there were a couple moments that I should have, and I will if we ever go again, because one's gone completely now. Do you know which moment I'm thinking of from when we went to Disney World?
Uh, like it's shut down now
Yeah,
forever.
and I wish I recorded it for a video. Yeah, it's gone
Uh,
forever. I kind of gave you a hint yesterday when we were talking about doing this.
no, I don't remember. What?
It was in Epcot, and it was the World of Coke
Oh,
samples.
World of Coca shut down.
Yeah, it did, or whatever it was
That's
called there. But
devastating.
we can still go to the Atlanta one to film this. But even then, I was like, I should film us taste testing it because we mentioned it in the podcast. But
Yeah.
I was too like scared to ask, and so I didn't. But here we are, so it's okay. I eventually got you on this channel. I didn't know if you wanted people to know we were friends. Um,
Well, I can't believe you just dropped a bomb like that on me with the World of Coke
I'm
shutting down.
sorry.
That's
I know.
forever. That's just during
Forever.
COVID.
Not during COVID, yeah. It was planned before. I think it shut down before. It's definitely not a COVID friendly thing, and even post
I,
COVID,
I
I'd say
I
it was
would
a
say at no point in time was that like good from a health perspective. I
no,
mean, in
yeah,
multiple ways, you've got the soda itself is bad enough, but then there's you're kind of using this. Everyone's kind of using the same. You're not touching it in theory, but everyone's kind of putting their hands and fingers over near the dispensers and stuff. So
right. And the floor was like extra sticky. I mean, not that you touch your shoes, I guess. It just was like a
it was like a
gross
movie
area,
theater
and
floor
everyone
times 10.
everyone's pressing the buttons for the little cups. So think of how many times you and I were pressing that. You're pressing a thing that
Is
thousands
it
of
one?
people.
Is it the one where you press it, or
Yeah.
do you put the
Oh.
pin in it?
Oh, good. I kind of
I,
forget. Luckily,
I
there are videos of this on the great
but
YouTube.
not
So,
ours. Not
but not.
ours.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad about it. And so the only thing I ended up filming that whole trip that I never uploaded was the inside of the Beauty and the Beast restaurant because I thought maybe I'd do a video like explaining that. But then, like, not to get toot our own horn, but we're really funny together, and we've had people on planes even tell us that our comedy is entertaining.
Yeah,
So I regretted not
that's true.
filming it. And now after COVID, I'm like, oh my God, whenever we go to Disney World again, which we could go now because it's very discounted and very safe, to record something. Especially we met interesting people like Arneal. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. Like that'll just be part of the
It's
trip that I'm
weirdly also
planning.
not that discounted,
Oh, is it
right? I
not?
mean, I think the tickets are still,
Of course.
absurdly high,
Well,
and
it's still super
yeah.
crowded too.
I think it's crowded in different ways. It's like capacity-wise, it's not as crowded.
Mm,
It's not hitting max capacity, but because of all the restrictions for COVID,
mhm.
you still have to wait in line because they can only put so many people on a car at once now. So it definitely, and above that, you can't see anyone's faces because you have to wear a
Everything's
mask the
blurred.
whole time.
Yeah.
So it definitely seems like it has its drawbacks, but maybe next year. I'm hoping next year.
Fingers crossed. And I'm actually like a good vlogger about it. I try to be in the present for the most part. So I'm not like the whole time like with the camera. In case you're
Are
worried
you
about
okay
that.
to what's like the official stance on recording it at
Oh, they're
Disneyland?
they're all on board with it. They even like encourage people sharing. I think they understand that it's at the point of really no like no return with social
They used to
media.
freak out
So
if you record anything on a ride. Do they
yes.
still? Is that still a no-no? Like the rides, or
Uh
are they just over that now?
I
They're
don't I think they're over it because they even invite influencers I watch
okay.
who like are there for opening like the Star Wars opening day. I wasn't invited to that, but
Yeah.
the ones that are influencers.
I always
But
thought that was funny that they were like, don't take any recording inside of a ride because of the thousands of people going through there every day. It's just impossible to enforce,
right, no, it's true.
basically,
It is,
unless
and
you
they
want to stop the cars every 2 minutes.
and they don't. The workers don't want to do that, especially
Yeah.
the cast members, excuse me. But yeah, no, they do encourage it, I think, for the most part. And it would have been great videos. And we met really interesting people like Arneal. I'll try to put a picture in this edit. I'll point here
Shout out to our
somewhere.
Neil if he watches this.
So I'm sad about that. Maybe what I can do. Oh no, I can't. I was gonna edit together the 5 videos it took of us. Make that an extra special edition to this channel, but we lost that access. Remember, there's like 5 rides it recorded us on and made like a 30-second
Did we not
clip.
download those?
Did you? We'll have to look. I don't think I have
Oh,
those. If I did, I probably saved it on my work computer, and that's no longer mine.
yeah, maybe we didn't get those.
So I don't know. But then I decided like, okay, I'll finally have the courage and be nice to ask him to do this video, and I very nicely asked Adam to do it. Yeah, and then he graciously
Very nicely. Yeah.
agreed. I want to show you this real quick too. Did you know about these? So the McDonald's had Mickey's Runaway Railway Happy
The new
Meal.
the new
So
one.
it's Disney World toys. Yeah, so this is in like late November. So I
Okay.
purposely went to McDonald's to go get this. I got a Happy Meal as a 30,
Got a Happy
almost
Meal at
40-year-old man.
McDonald's.
Yeah, and I'm like, can I get one for my kid? So, do you know the story behind these? Do you hear what happened? First of all, they
A bit.
had really, even though you're laughing, look this up after we're done.
I'm laughing because you bought a Happy Meal.
Well, they had cool toys. They had, and I
I
rarely do this. No, they had Tower of Terror, Mickey popping in and out of the Tower of Terror. They
okay.
had Daisy over Spaceship Earth on the Soarin', whatever contraption. They had it was all like
This was
ride
last
themed
month.
on Jungle Cruise. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll go get a Happy Meal.
Okay.
First of all, a couple things. I forgot to put the hamburger I got in there, which is probably for the best anyway, given my dietary restrictions right now. Then like a week later, I was like, maybe I can just. I looked this up. I actually looked this up. You can just buy the toy. You don't have to buy the food. Didn't know that. So
Are you sure
I
you
bought.
didn't know that?
No, I really.
Because I could see you really wanting the
Yeah, I
box
knew.
with the
This
handle.
is
That
why.
is it still the handle with the M?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
Remember, no, it was bags for a while though, but it came back to the handle with the M.
Oh,
I knew you would
I
love.
always remember the handle with the M. It
Yeah.
just
See, this is why
seemed like that's where most of your money was going towards, was that the
our
box and
event
the toy.
our eventual topic. I knew your um judginess, for lack of a better word, is perfect for this. But anyway,
What's the
uh,
you said it yourself.
where's where's the Jack the Ripper in the room with this, right? With the Happy Meal. So then they put QR codes to win. I think it was a trip to the parks on the boxes. Those QR codes were messed up. It led to like a dead site or something.
Yeah.
So they canceled the toys for a little bit. And then they just replaced it with, like when it's Barbie and Hot Wheels, you know that they do that. You probably don't know that they do that, but they do when they have nothing to give.
Makes sense.
So they went back to that, and then they never brought it back. They just dropped the whole line because the QR codes never matched on the boxes. So I never got to achieve my dream of making this entire.
What are they doing with all the toys?
Because as you know, I care a lot about Disney trains, so
Yeah.
I'm willing to risk my reputation and dignity for these.
So
exactly.
it was all a train. You
It was all a train. I got the beginning. It has the little clip there.
I see.
Yeah. And you're all judgy, but wait, after we're done, look it up. You're gonna be like, I wish I had those. Especially after our Disney
Not
World
those,
story.
but that's not my, that's not what I collect, right?
That's true. You do collect mainly Jurassic Park items, and I'm giving people a great sneak preview of your eventual channel.
Eventually, when I get around to.
I will link to it. You're welcome.
Okay.
I'm almost at 200 subscribers on this channel, so a lot of things coming. One last thing to mention before the main topic at hand, just to show how strong of friends we are. I want to show a gift you gave me, so the fans know how much it means to me. You gave me these Batman Forever.
You still have them.
Cards.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was in your trunk as garbage, and you just handed it to me. You decided.
It wasn't, by the way. I like those cards. Look at that. Hold on.
Yeah.
You can barely see it on the camera, but that's a holographic card or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Wow. Jim Carrey's looking pretty crazy.
Yeah, as the Riddler. And then this one says "Ready to Pounce," and it's Robin.
That was
that needs context. Yeah.
Flair. Yeah.
So even though I never mentioned Batman Forever was my favorite movie to you, you keep saying it is, and you gave me these, so thank you.
You
for giving me garbage out of your car.
I've said on multiple occasions you really liked Batman Forever.
I have never said that, actually. I think I might have said.
Are you serious?
I
just happen to know that you like Batman Forever a lot.
I don't like Batman
Forever. You do.
No, I did when I was like 12, when I first saw it.
Yes, you kept mentioning how much you liked it.
Kept mentioning. No, and I've even said it's not my favorite Batman movie. Again, here's another plug. Go to our Assorted Sours on Batman, which is one of our finest episodes. No, I've never. It's the first one was.
You said how much you liked Batman Forever as a kid.
As a kid, see those key words?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So. As a kid, I never said I liked it now.
I don't know. You bought a Happy Meal. The whole I liked it as a kid. How am I supposed to keep this all straight?
Touche. Anyway, so that's just how great of friends we are.
I'm glad you still have them, and I should show off my cards that I got as a Secret Santa gift.
Yeah, can you get them? Oh, okay. Well, now I'll have to just do that another time.
I
can't have you escape. And then I will just say one more thing too. I know we're delaying the subject at hand, but your apartment looks really nice. Like that view is awesome. It's like it's overcast, but it's super. It's like a loft office.
Yeah, thank you. And I got my Surface.
Yeah, it's weird how your hand disappears when you show it. But
it's a weird apartment like that.
Yeah, we're on Skype. It's weird how there's a Surface there. Anyway, all right. So I thought Adam would be a great person for me to bounce this story off of, because he's heard a lot of my stories, and apparently I repeat some of them to you sometimes.
Some of them.
But this one you've never heard because I gave you a sneak preview, and that is my UFO sighting of 2000, maybe 16. I don't remember the year, of course. I usually have a really good memory, but I don't remember the year I saw this. So we're gonna talk about a couple supernatural things in this episode because I know it's your number one favorite topic.
Why did you
Uh,
bring me on here? Actually,
yeah,
for supernatural stuff, I'm not a
I know,
supernatural expert or
but
anything.
you're not. But you are. I knew you'd bring healthy skepticism
That's that's
to these stories.
that's true.
So that was the main reason. I kind of wanted your reaction to these.
I already brought skepticism to your Batman Forever uh, mention that it wasn't one of your favorite movies.
I know. Well, no, not I know. I know it's not.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. Uh,
let's hear the story.
so here's how it all went down. And you can even look this up after. I was walking around, I was living in a condo at the time. I'm walking around the complex, and it's like 9:30 p.m., I'd say. And then I look towards like North San Jose area. I mentioned on this channel I'm in the Bay Area. People know. So no one knows where San Jose is. But anyway, San Jose is 45 minutes from San Francisco. It seems to be the answer for everyone. Uh, and I look towards that area and I see this like huge. It was probably like 3 city blocks. I'm thinking bigger maybe. City blocks aren't the best estimate for me. But I'm gonna
Also,
go
how
through.
big is a city block?
I know.
Does it depend on the city?
It was. It looked like it could. It kind of looked like Independence Day, where it could annihilate like a city if it wanted to. But it wasn't as big as those ships in Independence Day. It was smaller.
Okay.
But it.
Wait, and it was a ship? You didn't mention that it was a
Well,
ship.
so again, and first of all, UFO is just unidentified flying objects. I'm not saying this is an alien craft, but I could not identify what this was.
Okay.
So it kind of looked like a I keep wanting to say hot air balloon. What words are hard? What is that called? Blimp, not a hot
Blimp?
air balloon. It looked like a blimp, kind of, but not really. It looked like
Okay.
it looked like a Japanese lantern, but huge and sideways, and it had a bunch of red lights on it, almost like you would put on a UFO, like around the edges. But the shape was more like a blimp shape.
Okay.
But it wasn't a blimp. It didn't have the tail or anything. It was like
This description,
flying
if
stuff.
somebody had to draw, like when you have to describe something and they do the police
Yeah,
drawing, how this is already going to be a very hard start to figure out how
yeah.
to do this. But so you said so it wasn't circular. It was
Uh,
like jagged or
it was mostly
oval.
circular, oval circular,
Okay.
and kind of fat looking. Like it wasn't like a sleek shape. It was fat. And I was like, oh my
Okay.
god, that thing is huge. And it did have tons of red lights on it, and it looked like it had structural support, like
Okay.
beams and
Jeez.
so I forgot a key point was I had to climb a jungle gym to see it. So I climbed the jungle gym we had in the complex, but no one was. I mean, it's 9:30 p.m. No one was outside, just to get a better vantage point of
So
this
you saw
craft.
it in your condo from the
Yeah.
window. Then you thought, oh, I need to get a better view of that. It wasn't moving quickly. It was
It
slow.
wasn't. It looked very slow moving, almost hovering,
Okay. So
very
you went
UFO style.
downstairs. I don't know
I
what floor you're on.
Okay, I should give you a lot more details. Yes, I was walking around the complex when I saw it. My condo was on the first floor, but the window looked directly at my neighbor. Like I couldn't see anything from the windows. So I was already
Okay.
outside on a walk, and I look up and
Okay.
I'm
So
like,
you
"What the
weren't
heck is
in your
that?"
condo.
I wasn't in it, but I was in the complex. Yeah.
The complex, you just walk around the complex?
Yeah, back then I would take laps laps around the complex, which is not
Really?
that far. Yeah. You would never do that in your apartment complex sometimes, just
Take
to go on
laps
a little
around it?
walk? Yeah.
Like, what, on the balcony part of it
No, no,
where
no. I meant
there's.
like the complex, the whole thing. Because it was my condo complex was like 6 buildings. It had like a
Okay. So
pool in
there's
the
a
middle
parking
and like
lot
a
and everything.
park. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't
Okay.
just one building. I guess I left out a lot of details. Shock.
Well, I'm trying to get the picture here, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What exactly
Okay. So
happened?
you were on the first floor, on the street floor,
Yes.
just walking around the
Yeah.
complex.
Yes.
You look up, you see that, then you run to a jungle gym.
I didn't run to it, but it was nearby, and so I was like, oh, let me climb this. I climbed whatever ladder thing they have by the slide.
Why would it be
Um,
so much better to see it if it was so high up in the sky to see
it
it
was.
from a little bit of a ladder
I
vantage?
don't. You have a point, and I probably should have climbed the staircases to like the third floor of the buildings.
Right.
But in the heat of the moment, I was like, what the heck is this? I got to see this. And
But
no one
you
else.
couldn't see it from the ground. Something was covering trees.
You're right, trees. Sorry, there's a lot of trees in this complex, like and big trees.
I shouldn't have mentioned trees because now, of course, there's trees all of a sudden.
There are trees
Trees
there.
covering the view. Okay,
Yeah,
so there were
especially
trees
yeah,
covering the view.
yeah,
So you thought I'm gonna climb this little. It's a jungle gym, so it's probably just
yeah,
a few feet off the ground.
yes.
So you went up to that. You looked out, and it blew up the whole city.
It didn't blow it up, but it looked like it could. It was huge, and I swear by that this could be like, fuzzy memory. By the time I got down, it was gone.
Hmm.
Which
You weren't watching it, so you stopped watching at some point to go down.
to go down, but that takes like a few seconds, right? And then I just couldn't even see even the part I was able to see through the trees
And did you
at
have
all.
your phone on you at the time?
No. And I think back then I probably was using like the
Flip phone?
like flip, the one that at least it was kind of like sidekicky.
Yeah.
I forget which one. It was a Verizon one, and the keyboard like you use your thumbs.
Right.
So it's like the worst image quality. Um, but if you look again, look it up after. Of course, I didn't do research before. I usually heavily research all of my videos and topics. Look it up around that time for the same description and a sighting. Okay, I'll also caveat to
Wait, look up what? Where?
that people had this sighting in San Jose that year. Similar sighting. There was like 5 other reports.
And you looked it up. You
I
said
swear I
you.
did before, not before this episode, but in life I did. I
Okay.
think it's out there. The truth is out there, like the X-Files says.
Okay.
Um, I will caveat that there is a like I don't even know what it's considered anymore. A Moffett Field, like a
Like a
hangar.
Yeah.
It's not even
They.
the hangar's not in use, but
Yeah.
NASA uses it now. It's like a huge airstrip in the
Right.
area. So I understand there could be something from that, but I've never seen anything that looked like it.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, they run military aircrafts from there
right,
because I've definitely seen those before.
right. Well, like green planes that look like normal military aircraft.
Yeah. Although this
Yeah.
was at night, right?
Yes.
I don't see too many of them at night, so I don't.
Yeah. See,
Or maybe it looks different at night.
have you ever seen anything in the sky yourself? And you're like, what is that?
Uh, no.
Not even the SpaceX time when everyone was like, what is that blue streak in the sky? I was out that night and I saw it and I was like, what the heck is
Oh
that?
yeah. So I've seen some streaks, but never an actual aircraft.
So nothing ever.
Never. No.
Not even in the hills of New Zealand, where you probably had a great vantage point of, although
Never.
the aliens aren't gonna go there first.
Right. I mean, it's interesting to me that a lot of the sightings seem to be around places where there's military style bases or places where they
That
send
is true.
aircrafts from. It just
Yes.
seems to be quite a coincidence. I don't know.
That is like Area 51 and
Yeah, I
I
mean, like
yeah,
the odds of you seeing something you can't identify near a military place, I would say, is higher
yeah,
than unless those, depending on what those aircrafts are. If it's aliens, they just seem to like to go near military bases
right. And
for maybe
occasionally
for
like the
reconnaissance.
boonies for like that's true for reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Um, there was another. Oh, I went with my friend to the UFO museum in Roswell. He hated it. My friend, he works in like with satellite engineering.
Yeah.
He's on this channel. People could check out those videos. Lots of national park videos. Anyway, he was so annoyed with the whole concept of Roswell and even this museum. So we went after going to Carlsbad Caverns because I was like, let's just go to Roswell. It's hokey, but let's go check it out.
Yeah.
And so we did go to the official like UFO museum. Again, I wish I had recorded that. My friend hated it so much. I think he would have like punched me if I tried to make a video out of the concept.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a similar idea of what happened in Roswell with like, well, the military quickly said it was a balloon, like a weather balloon, was what fell into the field in Roswell.
Yeah.
But apparently that story changed in like a night or something. I don't remember anything in the museum standing out as, oh my God, this is proof of UFOs. Like I can't remember one thing. So I kind of wish I recorded it to at least look back. I'm sure there's many videos of it. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think of my story? What do you think I saw?
I don't. I don't know. I mean, it could have.
Do you
It
think
sounded
I'm
a lot.
crazy?
No, I think I believe you saw something. I think
Uh-huh.
probably, there's a chance it was a blimp, like you said.
Yeah,
Maybe.
as I rehearsed like how I would describe it to you,
You
even though
just
I did
described a lot of it as a blimp, but
right, which I was doing in my head before this, before I had
yeah.
talked to you, and then like I still did a horrible job describing it to you. I kept saying like blimp in my head, so then even I was like, did I just see a blimp? Was it just a blimp? But it looked so different than a blimp, and it was extremely low to the ground for like blimps are way high up
It's just a
usually.
bummer nobody got a video or a picture
I
of it.
know, I know. I'm gonna try to look up this article and I'll share it in this description and with you.
Yeah, I'm
Don't hold your
interested.
breath, anybody. But I'm gonna try to. I could have sworn I saw a report.
Well, maybe
Uh,
some people who watch your channel are some sleuths
yes,
in this area and can do some
yeah,
more investigating.
yeah. So for any of the diehard fans of this channel, any of you out there, first of all, thank you. Second of all, please reply in the comments if you think I saw a UFO, an actual alien UFO, and if you've seen one. You should get some good answers there. Yeah. Second thing to discuss with you that I wanted your take on was around hauntings.
Mm.
Again, because I know that you're heavy into supernatural. Um, I don't necessarily believe in ghosts personally. I think it's just people thinking things that happen are ghosts. That being said,
Okay.
I've
Or
had
maybe
cousins.
people are thinking that ghosts are just things that are happening.
This so deep and true probably. Uh, that being said, when cousins came to my house, which they did many times, one of them, Kevin, who people see both on this channel and on my comedy channel, quick plug, was convinced the house was haunted. My house that I lived in before this.
Yeah.
There were a couple incidents. I want to get your take because you stayed at my house. You were a
Yeah.
frequent guest. And so here's how it went down. One day we were all sitting around the table. I think it was mainly like my cousins over. Out of nowhere, the kitchen cabinet opens up, and all these plates came crashing down and fell.
Hmm.
And everyone just froze because they're like, "How did that happen?" Because the
Yeah.
cabinet just kind of slowly opened. I explained to them, and I stand by this. I really think the bowls or plates are, knowing me, poorly put back in to the cabinet and probably pushed it. But they're like, that opened so slowly though for the bowl to have pushed the cabinet door open, and then like all the plates fell and like crashed to the ground. So it was a scary sound.
They were watching it
Yeah,
as it was
it
happening.
almost looks slow motion. Yeah, they were watching as it happened.
Why did they watch it? Why didn't they go over and try to?
Well, by the time all of us realized what happened, it's like an earthquake. We're like, what just happened? And it was all done.
Okay.
So I don't know how quickly someone could have saved that because we were in the dining area, which you remember, you have a little space into the kitchen. And then one time I was staying in, there's a front bedroom, which you're familiar with, not the one you stayed in, which Kevin is convinced is the haunted one.
Well, that's the so Kevin and I both stay in that one bedroom.
No, Kevin refused.
Kevin doesn't stay in that bedroom.
No, he stayed with me in the room we film in on the comedy channel, the big, huge room. He stayed on the
So he
couch
stays on the couch. Okay.
because he could have sworn he heard voices in that room. Now, granted, when I had insomnia at that house, I would sometimes go to that room, a la Sarah Winchester, just roam around the house, or Michael Jackson, and sleep in a different room. Never. In my whole time there, did anything like that happen. The one other thing was in the front bedroom, that room that was an office that you used as an office for a little bit.
Yeah.
I had a clock radio plugged in that my great grandma had in there. I slept in there one night and it went off at like 3 a.m. But there was no
Okay.
like alarm setting to like turn it. There's no alarm put on because usually an alarm you could set that the radio turns on. It just went
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
So out of my whole 6.5 years there, those were the two instances that would be anything close to a ghost. So I don't think anything happened. I know this story's not exciting because I'm a skeptic, but given you stayed there, did you have any inkling of any form of haunting
Um.
or anything
No, nothing
creepy?
seemed. Yes. So there was some creepy stuff. Uh, and what I'm gonna say, multiple spiders in every room.
Multiple in every room. I
In
recall
in
two in the
every
bathroom actually
in
from
each
you.
room. Um, so I did. That was creepy. Now is that a haunting? I think you just had a lot of spiders in your house. Probably some nests that never got taken care of over time. I think they just continued to breed and
Can you please clarify
survive.
that
Yeah,
you found two in my bathroom
on one
under
item, on
under
one item.
yeah.
But that was more than just the one I found. I found at least probably 4 or 5 when I was there.
I don't remember those other
And then
ones.
there's the one I didn't even see that you were like, oh, it came out of when you're trying to turn off the pilot light in your heater.
Oh yeah, there
And you're
was
like, oh,
that.
there's a spider in the back. And you never got it.
Yeah. So just
So a lot of
spiders.
spiders, but no ghosts that I knew about. That room that
It
Kevin
was just a
refuses to
dark room.
sleep in,
It's a dark room. It's dark during the day. That's
sure, but I don't know that doesn't make it house
no,
haunted. That just makes it so that just makes it that
agreed.
good. Sunlight's not really coming into
Right.
that room.
No. Which
uh,
you liked.
well, I was never in there during the day.
It's true.
Um,
Well, you kind of were because you'd sleep until 11, but
it wasn't the day yet. The day hadn't started till the day doesn't start till I wake up. So
it's very late.
no, never thought anything. It's a little creepy. Like the furniture's a little
Oh my god.
older.
Oh my god. No,
The
it's not.
bed's kind of like
Oh, the room.
the bed
Okay, you're right.
feels pretty old. Like
You're actually
so
right. If
stuff
you're
is
saying
kind of
just that
old in the
room,
room.
I thought you were saying for the house. I was getting defensive again. You're right. The dresser was old. That was from
And the
like,
bed
and the bed was
and
old.
the chair
There was not a chair in
and the
there. You keep
lamps.
saying that. The lamps were decently new. Those were about 10 years old. One of them was from
They're new.
Target.
They look
The tall one that
they seemed older. They felt older. No, not the tall one. The one that's
not
on the
not
dresser.
all of us have a corner apartment. City
I
view.
have very modern taste, as you
Yeah,
can see.
modern. Yeah. Yeah. So he was terrified of that room. I couldn't even like close the door. Like I'd be in the room with him and I couldn't close the door. He thought something was in there and like
Based
voice
on what so?
his aunt, not his aunt. No, it is his aunt. It's my cousin. Thought she heard a voice in like the 90s because my grandparents lived there in that room. I'm like,
That's it.
no, that has never happened. Yeah, and that has never happened to me.
So
And the
somebody said they thought they heard a voice, and then all of a sudden the whole
it's
place is haunted.
it's haunted. Kind of loud, scary noise you heard was the one night you heard. I was playing a YouTube video of like a fight in a parking lot.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
thought that was a real fight or someone
So I thought
screaming
there was a
out.
fight happening at your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
So I texted you and was
Yes.
like,
So I was one room
"What's going
away.
on?" And you're like, "Oh, what? I don't know. What's going on?" Turns out you were watching videos of
Yeah.
people fighting on YouTube,
Yeah.
which you forgot about from a few seconds
Oh,
ago.
I forgot about that. Did you maybe also forget a key detail that as a really good, brave friend, I went to go check on you and the room and the situation. So I bravely
I didn't
walked
need
up
you
to
to
the
do that. I
window while
needed you
you
to just
waited in
tell
the
me you were
hallway.
watching a YouTube video of people fighting,
I didn't know
so
that
that
at the time.
I
So
didn't.
I was checking out the scene for you. You're welcome. While you hid in the hallway, I remember as I go up to the window. So it's fine. That's part of my bravery again.
Well, it's your neighbors.
That's true. It is my neighbor. And I thought it was him, but it turned out it was me. And the only other I'd say scary thing in the house was when we turned it into a haunted house. That should have been filmed too.
That was filmed.
No, but like the process, and then like I should have at least shot it one time, 16 by 9, one time. I shot it for Instagram stories, so
That's true.
I
We
didn't.
got a
I
little
didn't.
clip of it.
I included a little clip of that on this channel, though. We did a great job, and I'm glad with the suggestions you that you
I mean
had.
that was the best haunted house you'd had, and I would say I was instrumental in the design decisions of it.
You work. What would you say is the one tip you'd give to any? I know it's like such a low amount of people watching this, but what would be the one tip you'd give them? Probably as like a learning from that. And I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say tarp is the easiest thing to use.
Mm.
If somebody suggests trying to use, what did you try to use before? Tubing and
Um,
trash bags
trash bags
to
as the
make
walls.
to make
Yeah.
walls. Not worth the time investment. That would be my tip.
Okay. I will also mention a quick one that conveniently you forgot. The Spirit Halloween has very temperamental animatronics. So
The animatronics
if
they
you
don't
buy those, be careful.
they don't work as well as it seems in the store.
The in-store has a great experience, so it's a little different when you
Except for the
actually
ones that
get
are broken in the store. But I think they replace them every 20 minutes or so. which
Hmm.
is why they're constantly working.
So just a little tip. I'm glad you clarified then that the house was not haunted, as I believed.
Well, I think a question is, the new owners of the house, are they gonna see similar things, do you think?
I think the only similar things they'll see, for sure, are the spiders. That's just
Especially now, it looks like they're
what's a
digging up.
yeah, yeah, they're
The
digging it up.
spiders are not gonna be happy. They had such a long,
Okay,
like, fruitful
first
life
of
in
all,
there.
okay, anyone watching this, spiders are very prevalent in the Bay Area and especially in former orchards that were converted into tract homes, and I'm sure that's the case across most of the country. So, just saying, like, yes, you do need to get some kind of exterminator, right? Which I never got. I think that would have helped. Like every
Depends how
now,
you
just
feel about spiders. Some people
spray
like
the
that
outside
they
of the
can
house. That's
see.
true too, unless you want to save them. I actually saved a spider once, so I'm on the side of unless they really creep me out. I try to just throw them outside, which could have been my breeding problem.
Oh, I like every spider to show me what it's doing to kind of deserve being in my home. Like, what have you eaten? What are you eating?
Do you ever see what they're eating?
I don't. That's the problem. That's why I kind of don't like them in there. If I was constantly seeing them eating mosquitoes, I'd feel better about it. They should wait till I come in the room and then kind of eat a mosquito in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
You
what
should have
should
given
happen.
the two that you found in my bathroom that chance.
Well, I don't know what happened to those. I think you took care of them, to be honest.
Well,
I
you
don't
helped
want
me
anything to
deep.
do with them. I don't like spiders.
Well, you helped me deep clean the house, so that probably helped too. And then magically, the house was really great after that, in your opinion. Like after you helped me deep clean it, it was
Your
a much
opinion,
better
your
house.
opinion, it
No,
wasn't nicer after it
no.
was.
See here. So for any legal teams out there, Adam is not an actual lawyer, but he should be. So just hire him. Maybe the Barnes firm. I keep seeing those commercials. I think you'd be great with them. Uh, no, I agree. It was nice, but you know, very heavily deep cleaned the house and
Yes.
thought it was, you were biased that it was much better at that point, even though I gave you a very welcoming home
I
to stay in.
agree. I agree that my bias was that it did look better after I cleaned it. Yeah. Guilty.
Anyway, well, thanks for
Well,
joining. That was hopefully this was really entertaining. Did you feel like this was entertaining?
that was
You
fun to
think
be
people?
on your plug
Thank
your
you.
plug
Good.
channel. Interesting.
Well, maybe we'll do more then if you liked it. I have to come up with more topics aside from our very mostly defunct podcast, but I'll think of things.
I feel like the line's blurring, but though between the podcast and this, right? Like
It
assorted
is.
sours. What do you do when we have some of these conversations? I know some of this has come up on the podcast
It
before.
has, but I am
Cross
fairly,
promotion. Maybe it's two different like user bases,
I was about to say, I'm fairly confident
different audiences.
they'll never intersect the two because you got very small user bases. But I'm also okay with these things happen to me, so these stories are going to come up across all my things anyway.
As audiences grow on both sides, at some point, you're gonna combine and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah. Anyway, hopefully people enjoyed that in this, and one day Adam will have things that I'll link to. I don't think there's anything to even refer people to from you
No,
right now.
it's just thoughts.
Just thoughts. Maybe were you gonna do a Twitch one day? That was Nate, my friend Nate.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not recording.
Mentioned doing that, but never did. I think that was his. We talked about what would you do as a dream job, which I think we talked about in Assorted Sours, but nonetheless. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Well, there'll be more, and hopefully, whatever theme park we go to next, there's just gonna be a phenomenal video out of that,
Sure.
as there should have been.
Well,
So,
I guess if the world of Coke would come back, maybe it'll be the world of Pepsi when we do it.
that's true, actually. Yeah. Well,
If
like
they
I said,
buy.
there's still the Atlanta one, so we could just make an entire trip out of going to the. That's a week
That's
long
true. I
trip.
didn't know that. So
Yeah,
exciting.
World of Coke. All right. Thanks for watching. My comedy channel is /JBrant Productions. This channel is /John Brandt Vlogs. And we have /Assorted Sours, which hopefully one day we'll upload again. All right. Thanks. Bye.